every Christian is responsible for the giving and the sharing of this message. So every time, last week I told Red, 2 weeks ago, I told Lee, there's Lee. Say, Lee, have you heard from Red lately? Say, no. And this morning, here comes Red. Now, who brought Red here? The word I spoke, Lee's friendship? No, God did. That's right, Red. God brought you here. I don't know the reason why, but God brought you here. Now, other people have been coming here, and you've been coming here. What have you done with all these new people that were coming? Who do you think is going to tell them? And who is responsible for sending them here? God it did. And God is asking the question, who will go with the message to these people? And I heard a lot of the multitude in Makakilo Baptist Church say, not me. Not me. Jesus sent his disciples to make followers of himself around the world. In Matthew 28, 19 and 20, we call the Great Commission. Like Isaiah, we were called also with the same responsibility, and your answer and mine is going to make the difference. In Acts chapter 1, verse 8, Jesus said, beginning in Jerusalem, your responsibility to share the good news, beginning in Jerusalem, in Judea, in Samaria, to the uttermost part of the world. Beginning at home, that is Kapolei for some of us, and other towns nearby. Fiji, Haiti, Rudy is in Haiti today, one of those people who hear the call. Have you heard any calling lately? Have you gone somewhere beside Jerusalem, your Jerusalem? So Paul said, in order for being saved, being born again to happen, someone must be sent. Like Isaiah, it is our duty then to respond to the call of God. Being a witness, being a storyteller of the good news of Jesus Christ is every Christian's responsibility. And how many times have we missed our opportunity? Secondly, not only that somebody must be sent, needs to be sent, must be sent, not just to Kapolei, not just to Fiji, not just to Haiti and Honduras, but to the farthest part of the world, the ends of the world. Secondly, someone must tell them about him, about Jesus. Romans 10, verse 14c. Would you read that together, please? Ready, begin. And how can they hear about him unless someone tells them? Have you heard people, Christians say, I'm not a talkative person. I'm a very shy person. And I cannot talk to people about the relationship with Jesus Christ. But what I do, I show what being a Christian is by the way I live. That's my witness. Now that sounds good, doesn't it? But in a roundabout way, it's kind of arrogant in a way. How do you live where people can look at you and say, aha, you must be a Christian? Now, we suspect that from the golfers, Hale and I. We usually pair up with somebody or two other people, and when they hear that we don't cuss, it changed their behavior. They don't cuss. But I think they think we must be immigrants. We're not using the language of the people here, the cuss words. I don't know whether they ever mistaken us for Christians just because we don't cuss. Now, while it is good that we live life that portray or that shows Jesus Christ's character, there's a time when the word needs to be spoken. Don't you agree? I mean, don't you need to say sometime, the reason why I do what I do the way I do it is because I am a Christian. I have committed my life to Jesus. I have dedicated my life in doing His will. So, someone, before they can call on the Lord, before they can believe on the Lord Jesus, someone must tell them about Him. And guess who that someone is? You and me. God called Ananias, or Jesus called Ananias. Say, Ananias, go and tell Saul. He's praying. He doesn't know who he's talking to, but go talk to him. Ananias said, you haven't heard, have you? This guy is something else. He's here on business, bad business. To arrest, even to persecuting, maybe even killing the Christians. Jesus said, go, for Saul is my chosen instrument, to take my message to the Gentiles and to kings as well as the people of Israel. You know, you never know who the Lord will send you to. Has the Lord ever put you with some of the big shots in the world? And you say to yourself, what am I doing here? You weren't there because you were so smart. You weren't there because of the wisdom that you give. You're not there because you can do great things for humanity. You were there because God put you there. God put you there. It's not a fancy story, but it's a story nevertheless. How Makakilo hooked up with Fiji. A friendship between myself and Inoke started when he was selling Bibles for the Bible Society, and we started Baptist work in Samoa. He came and asked that he need help in starting a Baptist church. We did not know that friendship would put us in connection with some of the important people in the life of that country, Fiji. As messed up as they are, guess why God put us there? He has a story that needs to be told. He has a message that needs to be shared. And guess who is responsible for doing that? We are, not just me. Now, the last I've heard from Hale, Inoke Kumbumbola is now a very important person in Bainimarama's new government in Fiji. We may get in trouble, of course, but God knows that too. And He's not going to remove the difficulty because He has a plan. And we are in that plan. Somebody must tell Him. Paul said, or rather Jesus said, go, for Saul is my chosen instrument to take the message to the Gentiles, the scum of the world, to them, to kings. Paul talked to kings as well as to the people of Israel. And we have the same opportunities. May not be all of us, but some of us will. Some of us were called to do that. So someone must be sent. Someone must tell them about Him, about Jesus.